Hello everyone, good to see you again. In this video, I'm going to introduce R and RStudio software for the first user. If you don't have R and RStudio in your system, please refer to this installation guide to install R and RStudio. In addition, I strongly recommend you to install Tidyverse package as well. And the installation of the software is very straightforward, so just follow the direction in the installation guide. Okay, once you install R and RStudio and run RStudio, then you can see this RStudio window. And just ignore the color. I'm using this black theme just for my eye health. And there are three panes. This one is the main pane, and this is called console pane. And there's another tab, jobs, but mostly you don't use this jobs tab. And there is another pane which is called environment pane, and you can see what kind of variables, what kind of functions you have in the current R system. I've just opened, so I don't have anything in my R system, so the environment is empty. And there's another pane with several tabs. This pane shows the files you have in your computer and the plots you draw and packages for R you have and some help and viewer tabs. Usually you use the first two tabs, Files tab and Plots tab. And you may have one more pane when you open R script. Let's make your first R script. Then just move your mouse cursor and then there is an icon here. Then click this icon. Then you can make several different types of sources. Usually, we use the R script. So click this R script. Then you have another pane. And this pane shows code in your R script. And we just made a new R script, so we don't have anything here. First of all, I'm going to explain how to use set working directory function. This function is very important. Usually, you need to load the data from Excel or CSV or any other data file type to your other system. To do that, you need to go to the folder where you saved your data file first in this Files tab. So I saved my data file in this one and this one. So here, this is the folder where I have this week's assignment data file. And I'm gonna set this folder as working directory. To do that, move your mouse cursor on this gear button in Files tab and click this. And you can see set as working directory. So click this. Then in your console pane, you may see this set WD function with the full address of the folder in your system. It means that this folder is designated as the working directory. Okay? In each project with R, this is the very first step of data analysis. Next, I'm going to introduce several basic operators you can use in R. So go to the script pane, and then let's write down the very first script. Now, you are going to compute 3 plus 5 in R. To do that, I'm going to type A is equal to 3. It means that I'm going to make a variable named A and store 3 in variable A. And press enter. And I'm going to type B equal to 5. It It means that I'm gonna make a variable named b and assign these 5 into the variable b. Then I'm gonna make another variable which is this c. It has a plus b. This means I'm gonna make a variable c and I'm gonna store the result of this equation. A has 3 as its value and b has 5 as its value, so the result should be 8. But all of those operations has not yet executed. To do that, we need to do run. So just move your mouse cursor in any place in the first row of your code, and then press Command and Enter button or Control and Enter button if you are using Microsoft Windows. Then you can see in the console pane a equals 3 is executed, and your cursor in iScript pane is moved to the second row. And then just press Command Enter or Control Enter again, and the next line is executed. And just to do it again, press Command Enter or Control Enter, then the last line is also executed. Then we want to see the result. To do that, just type C and Command Enter. Then you can see C has value 8, which is the same as our expectation, right? So if you want to see the value in a variable, you just need to type the variable name. Then you can see the value of a variable. If you want to run all of the code at once, you can just click this source button. Then you can see that A is given by 3, B is given by 5, C is given by A plus B, and let's see what is C. Okay, that's all, very simple. Next, I'm going to show how to load the data from your data file. Okay. To do that, we are going to use this function, read.csv function. All of the function uses a set of parentheses. So after the name of the function, we just need to open the parentheses and type the name of the data file. We are going to use this pilgrim1999.csv file. So type pilgrim1999.csv. And we need to designate where the data are saved. So I'm going to use data 1999 as the name of this data and put the equality sign here. So this line means I'm going to load the data from this file and save it into this variable, data 1999. Okay, and then let's try. Command Enter. Then you can see, oh, nothing happened. But actually something happened. Let's look at this environment pane. Now you see there's something new, data 1999. It has this number of observations of this number of variables. Okay, then let's look at the shape of the data. So to do that, we just need to type the name of the variable. So data 1999 and just Command Enter. Then you can see the shape of the data. Because it contains so many observations, so just stop the print after the first 100 or 111 rows. Alright, last thing is how to save the code you made. To do that, just go to the File menu and click this Save button. Then you are prompted to type the name of your code. Or you can just click this diskette button. Then you can see the same pop-up window to save your code. I'm going to put my first code and click Save. And then let's go to the folder where I saved. Then you can see I have the code I saved. That's all I have in this video. And you can just simply follow the direction in the lab material to actually conduct a logistic regression analysis with the data. R is a text-based statistical application, so it is highly likely and straightforward to follow the directions in the lab material. Alright, bye-bye.